Hey guys, it's Matt from AwesomeToyBlog here at San Diego Comic-Con. I am in the DC press area with the one, the only DC Collectibles Jim Fletcher.
As far as we know, that's true.
I mean, no, you're an original, Jim, no matter what. So we're here to talk about the latest and greatest for DC Collectibles for the rest of 2019 and some cool stuff for 2020.
I'm super excited to talk about all that.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that really stands out is you have a couple series of products that just are ongoing and almost legacy products.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you can't plan them out like that. They sometimes just happen.
Yeah, I mean, you catch lightning in a bottle and you just hold on to it.
And hope
for
the
as long
lightning
as you
doesn't
can.
get out. That's the tricky part.
Yeah. Well, I think one great example is the Batman Black and White statue series.
Oh my goodness.
So in fact, you've got something pretty special coming up for number 100, right?
Yeah, the Todd McFarlane piece is a great addition to the line, and we had talking to Todd about that for years before we even got to do it. And the timing was wrong for this or that or the other thing, and this opportunity came up, and weirdly coincides with Batman's 80th, and this anniversary thing. And it wasn't like we planned it out like that. It just happened to be starting to get to 100. When we did the line originally, no one would have predicted we did this many.
Oh, no,
it might be the longest running singular statue line that all looks,
yeah, though there's a consistent aesthetic across
it might be,
from 1 to 100, right?
I'm just making up facts, but
I mean, you are. If you look, because we saw earlier today in the panel, we saw sort of a collection, an image of all 100, and there was an amazing amount of cohesion, yet every artist puts their stamp on it.
Yeah, that line's what makes like DC Collectibles what it was, because that really represents what we are trying to do. First of all, it's almost a gray model. When you have the gray model sculpts, you can really see all the details. There's no paint to hide anything.
Yeah.
So this line to me is as like stripped down to the core almost as you can be, showing all, like you're saying, the different variations of Batman. It's really resonated with people.
Yeah, and I mean that McFarlane 100, I mean, you have to see it. There's a 6-foot version at the Batman Experience at Balboa Park.
But
amazing. I mean, just the way that cape just wraps around in 3 dimensions, it really does make it something particularly special, considering, you looked at the image, the cover, dozens of times, and this just takes it, and it's just something you can have in your hand. It's just an impressive piece.
Yeah, we've done a lot of big capes on the Batman Black and White run. I mean, we've had the Norm Brayfogle capes way out there, the Raphael Grompa capes really big. So we have a couple things that have been big, but that Todd McFarlane cape,
that's a cape. If I had a cape, that's the cape I would want.
And it's funny, if you open the books when he was drawing it, the cape's even longer than that.
Oh.
There's a couple of panels where it almost goes to like 2 different. I'm like,
I have the gatefold right
like
in the middle, centerfold
feet
image,
long.
and just have it just be cape and Batman.
It's so great. But like Todd said on the panel, it's an aesthetic. He was going for cool.
He got cool for sure.
Oh yeah, it's such an iconic image, and he's even said, a lot of people haven't signed that cover and stuff. So when we started going through the artwork, he suggested that's probably what you should do. That's one of my most famous covers. And we're like, okay. So like we said, there was a woman in the pit, we took her out just because Batman Black and White is only Batman. It's Batman on a base.
Yep.
That's it. And maybe a Batarang or a rope or whatever, but
it's
no
Batman.
Anything else.
Yep.
So we thought it worked. We took it out. We decided, trying to figure out what went under it. We wanted to have a bat symbol in there because we thought that was important. And a face, because in the drawing, there's not even a face.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's all just silhouette. And actually, the first time we sculpted it like that. No face, right back in, and we're like, that's just a little too.
Yeah, that's
weird.
A little too stark.
Yeah. Too stark.
With other long, successful lines, let's talk Bombshells. So, Bombshells' death. I mean, it's a bit of an odd choice when you consider sort of how the line has been so playful, and Death isn't exactly, your most playful gal.
No, not exactly.
But, I mean, it's really impressive, actually, how you took such a character and put it into that environment, and it fits.
Well, we did have to work, we worked with, we didn't have to, but we love working with Neil. We worked with him before on a few things, and we wanted to make sure he was going to buy in to that. And he was really helpful with that, because originally, I think at Toy Fair, when it premiered, we actually had a needle, a hypodermic needle in hand, but having her be the World War II nurse, that's like, well, you're not going to survive, so let's go. He explained to us why it can't be there, because Death is not coming to kill you.
Right.
And the way he explains it, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, she's there to guide you. You're already done.
Okay.
She's there to guide your journey, not to help.
Right. She doesn't cause the journey.
Right.
She's your tour guide.
So he's like, the needle can't be in there. That's way off. I'm like, oh, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
and then we changed their costume from obviously reasons from black. So usually nurses' outfits are black. So we changed it to black, and he was really happy about it at the end. But yeah, it was an interesting one to put in there. And weirdly, we had wanted to do that 1 year ago.
Okay.
She was in the line because we thought it was a really interesting take. Like
no, it is, yeah.
Because it's so different outside the other ones. We've taken more of a playful stance with a lot of them. But what's cool about that line is the women in that are all still very portrayed very powerfully, and we're really happy with the reaction we've gotten from all kinds of collectors for the Bombshells line.
Well, yeah, I think that's actually one of the most interesting parts because it's not. I don't want to use. I want to choose my words carefully here, but they're not. They're not depowered. They're not soft. They're not.
They're none of them.
I mean, the Wonder Woman. Right? You've done a couple, but I mean, she can kick your ass with no problem at all.
But even the body proportions, and everything. Yeah, we wanted to make them.
You keep them athletic and strong, and I think that's one of the things that's really significant.
And that's what's resonated with a lot of even the cosplayers. You still see cosplayers out there with the stuff on. It's amazing. That line's done spectacularly well for us.
Yeah, and it should because they're gorgeous pieces.
Yeah, I love those. They're so good. And we created them in-house, so that was a DC. We've done that.
Yeah, that's your own IP essentially.
Yeah, we've done it for. We had a line called Amikami a while ago that we built right in-house. We had another line called Uniforms that we did, Gotham City Garage. We've done a lot of things inside the company that have launched a lot of other things. And we're really proud of Bombshells. That's been the biggest one by far.
All right, so after Bombshells, right, another long-standing, highly popular line would be your Batman animated figures.
Oh man!
Right, I mean those are big, and you're doing something really interesting where you're expanding beyond the show. So you're almost entering a what-if sort of space with the figures, where you're taking characters that didn't appear on the show, but introducing them to the action figure line. How's that process work?
That's a really good question. So basically, we're looking at the animated line, where it has been so far, where could it go? Not sure how many more realistically characters we could have put out there to move enough to actually, keep the line alive. So we sat around just brainstorming what else can we possibly do, and then that's when we came up first with the Joker expression packs, and those did really well for us, and that just makes
and they're
sense.
super fun.
They're great, right?
I mean, those are great products.
Express your mood every different day.
Yeah, I mean, those were really cool, and that was a fresh way to, there's been Jokers before.
Yep.
It's a great way to get the Joker back. No, I mean, so those products were really cool.
And so that's great, but you can't do that for every single character, obviously. So, but at one point, we're just like, well, what if we just do characters that weren't even on the show? So, or characters that are important but appeared after the show. Like Deathstroke wasn't allowed to be on the show,
right?
Because his name's too scary.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so he couldn't be on the show. Azrael created after the show. Man Who Laughs is obviously way after the show. Hush is way after the show. All these big events have happened way after the animated show. So we said, hey, this is a cool idea. Let's see if we can get Paul Dini behind it, because we want somebody, to say that.
You don't want to just go off on your own. You kind of want it almost blessed or vetted.
Exactly.
Right, by the right people. Yeah.
And I mean, he's the man for that. He wrote all the show. So we reached out to him. We said, if we do this, would you write bios?
Okay, awesome.
So we came to the office and he was like, he was so into it.
All right.
So we have them all. We haven't revealed them all yet, but he's written a bunch of bios for these guys. So we think we can really re-energize this line and getting all those new characters in. So yeah, that's why it's called this thing. It's an extended universe.
Okay.
Of if it had kept like you said, what if the show just kept going?
Yeah, it's the next season almost, right? Yeah. Because I mean, it's a great, like you said, it's a great way to keep it alive and make it super fresh, because
it's so good.
It's a hugely popular line and fans want more.
Yeah, and that's the best way we can make more. And we are reissuing some of the older ones.
Okay.
But you couldn't see it from the screen probably, but they're in the booth. There is extra deco on, not really cell shaded, but kind of like that.
Okay.
So we're not just reissuing them straight up.
Okay.
And then we might be able to even restart some of the old figures people didn't get the first time, but they'll look a little bit different.
Oh, very cool.
But they're not so heavily over decoed that they won't fit in with what you've already got.
Yeah, so they still fit in with the line.
Yeah.
So then another big collection, the cowls.
Yeah.
Right. So for starters, what an awesome idea for, ultimately the real Batman fan is to have all of those cowls.
If your head was this big.
But if they were full size, who would have the room?
No, but that's funny you brought that up. That's the reason we didn't do them full size. How many people fit in our house?
Yeah, and how many cowls, if you can't wear them.
Yeah, well, no, they're residents.
Right, if they're going to be full size, you'd want them. But, the scale cowls, you've got. So what I saw is there's Dark Knight Returns.
Yep.
There's Nightfall. Red Sun.
Yeah, those are the newest ones. Yeah.
Yep. And then which ones are available now?
That would be the ones that are out now.
I'm out of the set, putting you on the spot.
The Hush one. That's the first one. I think the Arkham. I think it's the Arkham one or the Frank Miller one. Those are the early ones.
Right.
But we're pretty excited about that line. I think, going to do great for us. I mean, it's really a great way, and it's such an iconic Batman thing.
Yeah. I mean, because that is Batman when you think about it, right? You've got a cape and you've got the cowl.
Yep.
And I mean, really, that's all you need to be Batman.
Cape, cowl, the logo, maybe the logo.
The logo's good.
Yeah. Those are the identifying.
You can sell a logo. You can start selling resin logos next.
That might be that's on our agenda of something we've been talking about. But look at that.
Look at that.
Almost ready to go.
I should get residuals when they come out.
So yeah, we'll see where they go. I mean, right now the reaction's been pretty good. And like Brian even said on the panel, we built the whole list in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, well it's so
many
easy.
You can do.
And you can really, I mean, you can either be a completist and have, the many looks of Batman, or you can really, I loved this story.
Right.
And go pick up the cowl from that. You can pick and choose.
Oh my God, I always loved this. Or the Azrael arc, whatever one.
Yeah, it's a great way. So let's see, we got bombshells, we got black and white, we got the cowls.
Yep.
DC Gallery. Those are the cowls, right?
Yeah, they're under the gallery line. That's where all the props were and stuff. And we have the Essentials figures that we put out.
Oh, the family statue, right? So you've got, last year you did the Batman family, essentially, with the statues all come together and make one piece.
Yeah.
You're now going to go to the Rogues side, right? And sort of fill out the counterpoint to that set.
Yeah, that was the companion set to that one. So we basically went in and, pretty I guess basic selection of villains, and we didn't go super deep. Like obviously Firefly's out there. I mean, there's so far you can go.
Well, it's your A-listers.
Yeah.
Right, because if you're going to drop the coin for, a high-quality statue, you're not going to want it to be here's the Joker and who's this?
Yeah, so what's cool about them, too, is they actually work as standalone statues. I mean, they are built to go together.
Yep.
But it's not like if you take a piece off.
But you're not missing something, so they all stand alone.
Yeah, and we wanted the people, again, I think most people will probably get them all to make the scene, but if you don't really care to get whoever at the end, you're like, I have all these other ones out.
Nice.
But if you've already bought 4, you should probably just get
you should get the 5th. I mean you always should. Especially people watching this, you're going to want all of them because that's what we do.
They are great. You should stop by the booth and see them because they look fantastic. We didn't have the last 2 ready yet for the show, but everything else is in the booth.
All right. So speaking of what's in the booth, so I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh boy, I got to remember it all.
What's your favorite in the booth today? What's your single? No, I love them all. They're all my children.
We just said that on the panel.
I know, but I don't believe that stuff. So everybody always has a favorite. I'm putting you on the spot, Jim.
Okay, a favorite. A favorite in the booth. That's here today?
That's here today, yeah, because I'm going to go down right after this. I'm going to take some pictures, and I'm going to caption it Jim's favorite.
Jim's favorite? Wow. Okay, I mean, honestly, I have to say I've been wanting to do that McFarlane piece for a long time.
Okay.
I mean, that's today. You come back tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I'm not asking for tomorrow, Jim. You're not having to make a long time commitment here.
It's got to be the McFarlane piece because I've been wanting to do that. That's been on my black and white list for years.
All right. Well, it's a gorgeous. So you have excellent taste, Jim. I mean, in jackets and in statues.
Very fancy. I'd like to thank my wife for helping me put this whole thing together. Thank you, and my kids couldn't have done it. In time. Anyway.
In time, at least, yeah. So, all right. So that's DC Collectibles. So I'm here at Comic-Con. I want to thank you, Jim, for your time. Always a joy.
Yeah, you too.
Stay tuned for more coverage, and we'll check out the pics from DC Collectibles here shortly. Thanks.
Watch it. It's going to be great.